In an Indonesian park, keepers have their hands full with the world's longest snake on show. The keepers say it's an amazing 15 meters long, the longest ever captured. The display of the snake has tripled the number of visitors to the state-run park. The huge male snake has a diameter of 85 centimeters and weighs 447 kilograms. The park snake handlers say that the snake has a huge appetite. The reticulated python was found last year on Sumatra Island, where it had been caught and kept in captivity by locals. It was revered by the tribe who found it deep in the jungles of southern Sumatra. Indonesia has its fair share of large snakes. Samantha, a snake measuring 8 meters, who died in the Bronx Zoo in New York, came from Indonesia's side of Borneo Island.
Our next story takes us to Israel, where, if you're over 80 kilograms, the Beauty Queens contest in Beersheba is the place to go. These women are not professional models, but they are here to model one thing: extra weight. Once an alternative beauty contest, it has become increasingly popular. It is in its 9th year. Out of approximately 100 candidates who attend the audition, 20 candidates, women who must weigh a minimum of 80 kilograms, were chosen to model. When the candidates were asked what they would like to receive as their first prize, they unanimously replied, a Jeep. It was explained that women of their size find it difficult to get into normal private vehicles. For many of the contestants, it's a dream come true, an opportunity to be beautiful on stage. These women are proving that size is no barrier to being beautiful. Beauty goes beyond conventional media portrayals. A competition promoting the beauty of women regardless of their size. As it has been stated that since you can be thin and beautiful, there is no reason why you cannot be big and beautiful. These contestants can eat as much as they like, be who they are, and have the enjoyment of displaying their natural beauty. There were tears in the contestants' eyes as they waited in anticipation for the results and experienced the joy of being announced the winner. It is a chance for these women to strut their stuff on the stage, and to be crowned is truly an honor. A 20-year-old student weighing 100 kilos weeps when she is announced as the new beauty queen. The candidates have been getting younger, and for this, the 9th competition, the ages ranged between 18 and 29.
Finally, we head now down into southern Africa, where an unusual mercy mission has swung into gear as Evacuation Ollie, a 3-month-old African elephant, is airlifted to safety in Kenya. Ollie is an orphaned elephant. He was found abandoned in a dry riverbed in northern Botswana. No one knows what happened to his mother or to his herd. Ollie was rescued from Botswana by the Wildcare Africa Trust, which negotiated with local wildlife authorities to allow them to move the baby elephant to their rehabilitation centre near Pretoria, South Africa. Wildcare is a wild animal rehabilitation centre noted for its work with rhinoceros and cheetah.
Ollie was found abandoned near the Botswana border.
Now that Ollie has been stabilised sufficiently to be moved, it's essential that he has the company of other calves his age. He will eventually be released back into the wild in a safe and protected environment. The David Sheldrick Wildlife Trust is the most successful elephant rehabilitation centre in the world, and is the only one of its kind in Africa. Based in Kenya, they have agreed to accept the young Ollie.
Hello, Oliver. Hello. Oli, Oli, Oli. Hello, Mouse. This is his first one for the day, right? He had a bath yesterday afternoon in preparation for...
Ollie has had a custom-made crate able to hold his whopping 120-kilogram frame made, and he will travel to Kenya in the company of his caregiver, Karen Trendler, founder of Wildcare.
Are we taking some
Ollie has
stuff
been
with
given
us?
a low dose of tranquilizer to calm him for the journey. It will stop him from panicking, so he will be okay when loaded on at the airport and for the journey to his new home.
Passport.
Passport.
They're trying to...
A group of dedicated pilots and aeroplane owners who donate their services in instances of animal welfare or environmental need have been enlisted by the International Fund for Animal Welfare to fly Ollie to his new home in South Africa. Ollie the elephant is in good hands, and we wish him all the luck in the world.
There may be no man who lives in the moon, but that would not stop him from owning some prime lunar real estate. In 1980, Dennis Hope was at the end of his tether, broke and heading for the divorce courts. He had nothing to sell, no belongings or prospects, but he did have an unusual idea. In 1967, the United Nations Outer Space Treaty banned all nations from owning or controlling territory in space, but it failed to mention any such restrictions for individuals. So, having discovered this loophole, Dennis set about exploiting it. He wrote to all the governments involved in the signing of the treaty, staking his claim to every square metre of land on the Moon, Mars, Venus, and all other planetary bodies in the solar system. He wrote saying he intended to divide and sell the properties and made it clear that any objections should be filed immediately. That was 23 years ago, and so far there have been no government objections. Since 1980, Dennis has sold hundreds of thousands of properties at $20 per land property. Over the 23 years, Dennis has managed to make over $6 million, and all this from one unusual idea. In return for their money, buyers receive a property owner's certificate and a map showing where the land is located. The beauty of it is, according to a Californian real estate attorney, that if someone wants to challenge ownership, they have to file the action in the country where the property is owned. As far as we know, lawyers have yet to make it as far as the moon. Time to get that celestial view property you have always dreamed of.
From the bizarre to the, well, frankly extraordinarily handy. If you are one of the millions who suffer from running eyes and nose when you chop an onion, then help is at hand. The stores in Britain are about to take delivery of the first crop of locally grown onions that you can peel and chop without crying. Onions are one of the healthiest foods, rich in vitamins and nutrients. They can be eaten raw or cooked. But many find the task of cutting them arduous, so vegetable growers in England have developed a milder tasting onion, low in the acid that stings the eyes. The super sweet onion is the result of a 3-year government-funded research program. 300 tons of the sweet onions are about to go into supermarkets, and if they prove popular with the consumer, they will be marketed overseas. Just one more reason to enjoy the benefits of this humble vegetable.
And now onto health and the environment. We can be sure that if something threatens the tea crops, the British will be in there searching for a cure. British scientists are planning to release a fungus that only attacks a fast-growing weed that is threatening to strangle India's tea crop and bankrupt its farmers. This weed is creating havoc in the tea-growing areas of India. The weed was introduced into India 60 years ago to stop soil erosion, but now grows rapidly each rainy season, smothering the tea crop. Plant scientists at the former Commonwealth Agricultural Bureau near London have now come up with a natural alternative to expensive and damaging herbicides. It is a fungus or rust that was found to attack the weed in its native South America. The fungus has been thoroughly tested to ensure that it doesn't damage any other crops. Other countries will be looking with interest at the outcome of the fungus trials in India.
And now onto Argentina, where scuba divers have descended along the coast for a symbolic cleanup of the ocean floor. As the river meanders through Buenos Aires, its waters are visibly polluted with garbage and trash from one of Latin America's largest cities. This visible evidence is both an eyesore and also hard on the nose. But 1,700 kilometers south of the capital, these sparkling waters conceal the problem of garbage dumping, a more insidious problem. While tourists travel to the area for its beaches and wildlife excursions, the picturesque water covers the deep port's underlying industrial waste and sewage. Despite environmental problems, cleanup measures have attracted little priority in the Argentinian budget during a climate of economic and fiscal difficulties. So a group of scuba divers from around the world have recently joined together for a symbolic cleanup to raise awareness of the problem. During the 8-hour project, over 100 divers pulled dozens of tyres out of the water and netted approximately 500 kilograms of non-biodegradable waste. An important reminder not to forget about the breadth of water pollution problems. It's vital to keep such an important resource clean. It really is a message to all of us. The sea, which is so beautiful and seemingly clear, can hide a mess of pollution and neglect. We must remember that out of sight, out of mind is not a good policy when it comes to the health of our seas and waterways. This year's effort was the 9th year in a row that the divers staged the annual cleanup. Thanks to their dedication, these divers continue to highlight the problem. Here we have a crane used to pull the junk from the ocean bed. Trapped in this net, we can see some of the types of garbage that were raised during the cleanup, including automobile tires and metal balls. It is indeed a fantastic job these divers perform.
Now on to travel, and a £2 million television and internet campaign has been launched to attract even more people to holiday within Britain. Tourist authorities are wanting to push an industry that last year led to visitors in England generating approximately £20.8 billion. This advertising push is aimed at getting people to reassess their perceptions of England and what it has to offer for both the short-term visitor within or the longer holiday seeker from abroad. The diversity of English attractions is one of the things that makes it such an appealing destination. From outdoor physical activities to the more sedate visits to historical sites. This is one of the key points of the new campaign. Tourist authorities are hoping for even greater numbers as a result of this campaign. If you want diversity of attractions and ease of travel, then England is the place for you. And now fashion, with a story from Britain where 24 graduates in textile design from British colleges were selected to take part in the prestigious Indigo Design Exhibition in Paris. This year, Britain's art school selected around 200 graduates in textile design to apply for a stand at the Paris show. These are the final 24. From these, the text print judges select an overall winner in each design category. The text print judges, all drawn from the industry, are on the lookout for that elusive special something in the work of these designers. Over 1,200 textile design students graduate in Britain each year. Text print sponsorship and awards help the best to get a foothold on the professional ladder. The individual winners are invited to market their designs at the Interstoff Asia Design Show in Hong Kong.
Our next story is again from Britain. A special ice rink has been opened in a most unusual place, atop one of the UK's most famous tourist attractions, the London Aquarium. Rinks like this are springing up all over London. It's part of the growing winter traditions in the UK to ice skate. This one, on the banks of the River Thames, complete with snow machine, is already proving successful with both young and old skaters. The rink is not made from real ice, but a coated floor of plastic, which makes skating for beginners much easier. The location is also fantastic for its spectacular views of London and is proving highly popular with the public. A most unique sight, skating on top of a fish tank on a surface made of plastic.
And the quest for breaking records continues in this story, as Argentines and participants from throughout the world claim a world record for the longest painting. Spanning in age from 3 to 99, they have claimed to have broken the world record for the longest painting, when they decorated a 2,300-metre sheet with messages and pictures dedicated to peace. The project was spearheaded by a non-governmental organisation called the Mutual Association of Ecological Environmental Resources. They supplied the painting materials to the participants. There were more than 2,500 contributors to the painting, including public and private school children, university students, the elderly, and even professional artists from places such as Japan, Russia, France, China, Italy, and the United States. The work will be exhibited in Barcelona. The painting will then be cut into several pieces and sent to presidents of countries throughout the world.
Our final story is a heartwarming story from Colombia, where children suffering from muscular and cerebral disabilities receive help from horses. Horses from the Colombian police have been given the additional duty aside from serving and protecting the citizens. Physical therapists working with children suffering from cerebral and muscular disabilities now use the horses as part of their therapy program. For many of the children, one of the biggest benefits of riding horses is increased balance and coordination. A horse's gait closely resembles that of a human and assists people with physical disabilities by helping them strengthen muscles and increase circulation. There are 40 children who attend equine therapy sessions twice a week at the National Police School. The free equine therapy became popular in various cities throughout the country. With equine therapy, physical therapists are taking advantage of the almost 700 nerve impulses that the horse is expelling with every step it takes. It permits the children to use all of their muscles at the same time. It stimulates the body at a cerebral and the muscular levels. Equine therapy became popular in Europe after the Second World War, but its origins can be traced back to the 5th century BC, when Hippocrates, considered the father of medicine, suggested that the riding of horses could regenerate health and preserve the body from pain. The children love coming to participate in the equine therapy. It helps them with their physical goals. It encourages their progress. As well as the physical benefits, there is also the simple pleasure the children get from interacting with the animals. It gives both a physical and spiritual lift. The National Police realized the benefits of the equine therapy for the children, which is why they decided to start this program and make it available to children who have few resources available to them. Well, that's all we have time for today. Remember to tune in next time for Living.